Coming up, Governor Beshear is still calling on lawmakers to pass medical marijuana legislation.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. We're going to begin tonight with some breaking news out of Jackson County. A golden alert has been issued for a woman. 83-year-old Pearlie Prophet is from the Terrells Creek area. She was last seen on Highway 421 in Clay County around 5:30 p.m. driving a 1985 blue S10. The license plate number is 327MFZ. She was traveling towards Manchester, but she may be headed towards the Big Creek area. Officials say Prophet has dementia. She is 5'6" and approximately 150 pounds with white hair. You see her picture there. Now, if you see her or have any information about her location, you can call Jackson County 911 at 606-287-9979. Governor Andy Beshear is calling on lawmakers to pass legislation that would legalize medical marijuana in Kentucky. The Republican-led bill passed in the House with bipartisan support, but Republican leaders in the Senate say they don't support it and say the bill is likely dead for the year. Chad Hedrick spoke to one mom who would like to see Governor Beshear issue an executive order, something the governor said he would explore doing at today's Team Kentucky update.
It is time for the legislature to pass medical marijuana.
A stern call from Governor Beshear Thursday over legislation with popular support.
I mean, we have people that are sick, that are suffering, cancer patients, epilepsy.
Julie Cantwell has been fighting for legislation like House Bill 136 for several years. It's personal for her. Growing up, her son Preston suffered from hundreds of seizures a day, finding relief in medical cannabis that he has to drive 5 hours for.
They've got this all wrong if they think that we're trying to push for recreational, because we're not. We're just moms that want to help our kids. We're wives that want to help our husband.
Senate President Robert Stiver says it's not that he's against it, adding he believes there are benefits to medical marijuana.
There are statistically significant indicators that there have been from the studies that it shows decreased spasticity problems, which is seizures.
However, Stiver says sample sizes are too small, and separate legislation would support a Kentucky-based study of benefits.
And then that would give us the impetus to come back maybe within a year and say this is what marijuana could be used for or not be used for.
Governor Beshear saying if that is the key to passing the bill, he supports getting the study done.
If it's research that is the claim that's holding it up, maybe this administration can get that done.
The studies are there. We don't need to explore any more options. We don't need any more studies. It's time to help patients now.
Chad Hedrick, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, legislation that has a little more life going into the final days of the session next week is the sports betting bill. It did get a first reading before the veto break, but Senate leaders say it is not a priority of theirs. Lawmakers will be back to wrap up the regular session next Wednesday and Thursday. Today, Governor Beshear vetoed House Bill 9, the controversial charter school funding bill, saying the state should invest more money in public schools. Yesterday, he vetoed Senate Bills 1 and 83. The governor says he's still reviewing House Bill 3, which bans abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy. He noted he had concerns about incest and rape victims. Senate President Robert Stiver told reporters that lawmakers plan to override Beshear's vetoes on Senate Bills 1 and 83, but will reserve judgment on any new vetoes. The Public Service Commission is now deciding whether to approve the sale of Kentucky Power. Liberty Utilities is trying to buy the company in a $2.8 billion deal. Liberty has promised to decrease customer bills by about 15% after the sale is complete. Some state officials, though, including members of the Mountain Caucus and Attorney General Daniel Cameron, say they doubt that is possible. But the Lexington Herald-Leader reports other local officials like Pike County Judge Executive Ray Jones and outgoing One East Kentucky CEO Chuck Sexton have come out in support of the move. Governor Andy Beshear has ordered flags in all state office buildings be lowered to half staff from sunrise to sunset in honor of Navy fireman 2nd Class Hal J. Allison of Paducah. He died in the attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941, but his remains were not identified until last year. Fireman Allison will be interred at the Maple Lawn Park Cemetery in Paducah tomorrow. The cleanup continues after severe weather in Laurel County yesterday. Heavy winds tore First Baptist Church East Bernstadt's steeple off. 4 church members were inside the building when it happened. Thankfully, nobody was hurt.
It was just a really loud crash. We didn't really know what it was, so we just we walked out and which was really safe. But we walked out and we looked, and it was the steeple. But it was such a shock. It was really like the last thing you'd really expect, honestly.
The church's pastor says they plan to clean up the debris soon. They hope to replace the steeple.
Much quieter night tonight than what we dealt with last night with the strong storms pushing in. Yeah, it was a breezy day. We did see a few showers earlier, but all is mostly quiet out there as we've gone past dark and head into the overnight hours as we get into the work week's home stretch. Low 40s outside right now. High knob camera at UVA-wise. All is quiet. I-64 at Moorhead. A similar story there. All is quiet on the interstate at this hour. Highs today did get up into the middle and upper 50s. That is still below normal for this time of year, and we are chilly tonight, getting down into those low to middle 40s out there. Satellite and radar indicating some showers trying to make a run at us overnight. I think some of those are going to have some difficulty, but you notice we've got several more chances on the way. So for tonight, I think mostly to partly cloudy skies. We fall ultimately into the upper 30s heading into the overnight hours. I'll have the details on when some of those showers could become snow flurries coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Evan, thank you. The federal freeze on student loan payments and interest has been extended to August 31st. Locally, this has affected many graduates from local universities and colleges, one such school being UPike. Officials said especially in 2020, recent graduates struggled to find jobs, but thanks to the initial freeze and subsequent extensions such as this one, UPike officials got to see many alums succeed.
It affects us in a way that, we're able to see our students be able to thrive more because they have more flexibility, especially in the job market today when they're recovering from COVID.
Dr. Sloan added that that bit of extra time before repayment will really make a difference for upcoming 2022 graduates as well. Toyota is adding hundreds of new jobs across North America. The company says this move is to boost engineering support as production continues to trend toward more electric vehicles. Toyota is adding 220 new positions in its engineering department. Because the headquarters for production engineering is in Georgetown, many of those jobs will be located there. Last year, Toyota announced new investments totaling more than $5 billion for electric vehicle production. We're still seeing high gas prices, but a AAA spokesperson says that is not stopping people from taking vacations. She says many people actually budget for gas in their vacation planning, but spend less on eating out and extra activities. She also says they are seeing more aggressive driving as people hit the roads.
In the past year coming out of the pandemic, people just seem to be a bit less patient behind the wheel. And that's having an impact, certainly.
Experts say before you head out, make sure you do any last-minute car maintenance to ensure you get to your destination. A fire fueled by car parts burned an auto body shop in Pineville. Firefighters with the Bell County Volunteer Fire Department responded to the blaze at 12:45 this afternoon. Officials with the department say by the time they arrived, the entire building along Highway 119 was already engulfed in flames.
Well, there was 3 vehicles inside. There was tires outside around the building. My guys, they do a really well job. They get on scene and just go to town.
The fire did not spread to any other structures. Fire officials say the cause remains unknown, but it is not under investigation. We were told one person was injured and flown out, but no other information was released. Magoffin County's Special Olympics team has been hard at work at the high school to sharpen up ahead of the spring games, with 5 students going to the mark for Magoffin County during this year's event and a community full of people cheering them on every step of the way. Organizers say they are ready for their first major event since the beginning of the pandemic. Schools from across the region plan to meet up in Johnson County soon to spread inclusion and show that athletics sometimes look a little different.
People say it's a disability and we say it's a different ability. Sometimes it takes them a little longer to run the 50 meters than someone else, or maybe they can't throw the ball as far. But the good thing with Special Olympics is that they're always grouped with people of their same ability.
The athletes plan to dominate the games on April 23rd, giving them a couple more weeks to practice before the event. The Breeders' Cup World Championships will return to Lexington for the first time since 2015. The championship will take place at Keeneland with races on November 4th and 5th. This year will mark the 3rd time the World Championships have been held in Lexington. Keeneland was supposed to host the 2020 races, which were canceled due to the COVID pandemic. City officials say they are already preparing to welcome folks into town.
We want our roads to be good. We have environmental services inside government. We'll have lots of flowers, you know, the fall flowers, Breeders' Cup colors. We'll have the banners up and down the streets. Those are all the kinds of things that we do. And we want to put our best foot forward.
Tickets for the 2022 World Championships at Keeneland will go on sale to the public on Monday, May 9th at noon. We now have exactly 1 month until the Kentucky Derby in Louisville. The sign at Churchill Downs has changed to reflect the 148th race. The big race at the track will return back to normal this year with full capacity, much different from COVID-19 restrictions at the last 2 Derby races. Officials with Hazard Community and Technical College were excited to bring back an old event on Thursday. The Evening with Poets series made its return to the college after several years. Kentucky's poet laureate, Crystal Wilkinson, is a professor with UK. She met with students and faculty for a reading and discussion of her work.
It's just simply wonderful. I've loved talking to high school students today, talking to college students, and then having this community event tonight. It's been great to be back in Hazard again. It's been a long time since I've been here.
The Evening with Poets series has featured legendary Kentucky poets in the past, and college officials hope to fully revive the tradition. Coming up on Mountain News at 11, the country is seeing a shortage of airline pilots, but a local university is trying to change that. How EKU is positioning itself to play a bigger role in aviation.
And more cold air working in tonight, tomorrow, and into the weekend. I've got the breakdown on the way coming up next.
At Easter, the world